Ah, shit. This episode of Defective Discourse has been brought to you by our patrons. Here at BRG, we'd like to thank those patrons who have subscribed and donated. It is because of generosity like yours that makes this show possible.
Defective Discourse. Welcome to the show where we talk about the topics that matter to you. Video games, media, technology, all starting now.
Welcome to Technical Difficulties, the podcast.
Hang on. There we go. Now people can hear my voice. Okay, let's say this again, because that was my fault. I had it muted. Welcome, everybody, to Defective Discourse. And what did you say just now? Welcome to...
Technical Difficulties, the
podcast. Yeah, I clicked and hit the button to roll in the intro, but the intro refused to play, so I'm worried about that. I'm wondering if it's going to happen also on the outro. But
in over the year that we've done this, we've never had an episode that did not
have an intro.
Well, no, we did not ever have an episode that did not have some kind of technical
sort of issue. Yeah, 100%.
We've had stream drops right in the middle of our thing. We've forgotten to record episodes.
Oh man. Well, in post I will put in the intro, but yeah, it just I don't get it.
It's Technical Difficulties, the podcast.
The podcast. So thank you, everyone, for coming. I want to also say thank you to Component Z for being here. Especially, some of you may not know this, but especially what he's been going through the last few days. He's been having some, Mother Nature's been knocking on his door. With the hurricane that's happening down south in the U.S. And so I think you were kind of concerned at one point that you may not be able to make the podcast. Am I right?
That is correct, because the Dorian was actually angled right at me for most of its trip.
Wow.
Most of the tracks put it heading straight across where I lived. So I didn't actually think I was going to be here tonight because it was supposed to hit harder. Thankfully, it slowed down and started turning north very early.
Oh, good. Okay.
So it missed me completely. I got a little bit of rain, but this is Florida. I'm used to rain. But I actually didn't think I was going to be in the podcast tonight because I didn't think I was going to have power and or internet.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're safe. That's more important. Oh, and just so you know, I am getting another lag spike. You might notice, people, when you're watching this, some things may not run as smoothly. Please bear with us. So Component Z actually has a topic that he forwarded it to me. I'm going to be honest here. I haven't had a chance to look at it, so I'm a little bit in the dark about it. But we also have some news about the podcast that we want to share with everyone. We'll do that near the end of the podcast itself. But going into the topic, as you can see on the screen, that way, yeah, on the screen next to us, it's centered around Telltale Games. Now, before you say anything or begin anything, can I kind of give my 2 cents of how I feel about these guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I've watched other streamers play the games that Telltale Games have made in the past. They've made, they're always the same kind of like, almost like your choose your own adventure type game where you get to play as a specific person in the game, but you get to pick responses to other people in the game, and you could replay. The replayability in the game is that if you pick one response to a certain person and then another response to another person, but then you play it again, you pick the other response that was available to you and then the other response that was available to you. It takes you on a slightly different path, or almost sometimes a whole different path in the game. I love those kind of games. They're really a lot of fun. I love them because you play them once, that's your story, but you kind of wonder, I wonder what would have happened if I did B instead of A, and so you go back and you play it again.
You very much hit the nail on the head. The other thing is, I think, like, for example, The Wolf Among Us.
Yes.
I think at the end of every chapter they did I know Wolf Among Us did it. I'm sorry, I'm going to back up and.
No worries.
I know Wolf Among Us did it. About 90% certain that Game of Thrones did it. And I'm fairly certain Batman, the Telltale game, did it as well. And that is, they compared your choices versus everyone else who's played.
Oh, yes.
So when you make choice A, when character X is talking to character Y and says something and you make choice A, it'll say, 53% of the, people chose A.
Yes, I remember. It does do that. It does that even in the Walking Dead, or if you mentioned it.
I wasn't sure about the Walking Dead because I actually haven't seen a whole lot of the Walking Dead playthrough, but I'm not a big Walking Dead fan.
Got it. But okay, so here's the thing with Telltale, and this is why it was sad to me to hear that they were basically done as a company. And that is, I love their games and their style of game, their type of game. I love it. Plus, on top of that, these guys look like they were on top of the world. They had huge names like Batman, Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead. You just said another one. What was it? Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Stranger Things was in the works. They had partnered with Netflix for that one. They were already working on a Stranger Things game.
Really? I had no idea.
Minecraft Story Mode, I think.
Yep, they did that. Yep. So I don't know what went wrong, man.
But they had their own games as well. Puzzle Agent, which is a wonderful little puzzle game. Got a cute little story, but it's a neat little puzzle game. 100% Telltale.
Okay.
They had fun with it. What saddened me when they closed, not so much that they closed. I know it happens.
Yeah.
Watch the industry. It happens. But it's the fact that they basically didn't tell anybody until the day they decided, hey, we're closing the doors. That included their own well, they laid off part of their staff, and then they're like, we're going to keep, this part of the staff.
Yeah, skeleton crew.
They were supposed to be working, I think, on the sequel to A Wolf Among Us.
Okay.
And they were supposed to be keeping a crew on for it, and then it's like a week later, they're just like, nope, we're closing the doors completely.
I'm going to switch the slide over to the Batman one. Hold on a second.
But
no, actually, it's the article. There we go. Yeah, keep going. Talk about the article.
But, like any good superhero, they're not always dead when they're dead. They can be brought back. And I'm gonna segue for just a second. I should have gave you.
That's all right.
I should have gave you some slides for this, but I'm gonna segue for a second. It's not unprecedented that it kind of is, but kind of isn't unprecedented what's going on with Telltale Games right now. Previous companies have either closed or shuttered IPs, and other people have taken them over. The Sly Cooper games, for example.
Right.
Sly Cooper's 1 through 3 are the only ones that were done by the original company.
Gotcha.
The next one in the series was actually like four guys that got together and said, "Look, they basically went to the company that owned the rights to Sly Cooper and said, "Look, we love your games. We want a sequel. There are people calling for a sequel. If you won't do it, that's fine. Can we?"
So they asked for permission. That's kind of nice. They got
And
permission too.
they did. The group that had the intellectual property for Sly Cooper said, "Here you go." You know, I think they actually gave him access to the original, all of the original material, the original source material, and these people gave us a new game that really felt part of, well, almost like it was made by the same group
Nice.
because they loved the game so much.
Right.
Another example of IPs coming up, it's actually one of the games that I'm looking forward to, and I might break my rule of no Epic Game Store for this one game, and that is MechWarrior 5.
Okay.
MechWarrior,
Yes, you mentioned this to me before. Yeah.
yeah, I've brought this game up on podcast before, but because we were talking about upcoming games that we were looking forward to.
Yes.
And like I loved MechWarrior 2. I only played that one just a hair, but I loved MechWarrior 3. I love MechWarrior 4, even though it's firmly disliked in the MechWarrior community. I thought it was a wonderful game.
Okay.
Those were Microsoft Studios and the FASA Corporation. Those were the two studios that held them.
Right. Okay.
Microsoft Studios bought FASA, more specifically for the rights to MechWarrior. At least bought their gaming side. I don't know if they bought all of the whole thing, but then Microsoft Studios closed its doors, at least for the most part. So they closed out a lot of their projects. MechWarrior 5 was actually supposed to be released something like 10 years ago.
Oh man.
But they closed they shuttered all their projects. They got rid of Microsoft Studios for the most part, and it kind of just sat there not doing anything. Enter a company called Piranha Games.
I've heard of them too.
Yeah, Piranha Games went to Microsoft and said, "Look, we're big fans of your MechWarrior series. If you're not going to do anything with it, can we?" And they gave them the rights.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome.
They're the company that gave us MechWarrior Online. Everybody was hoping for MechWarrior 5. They gave us MechWarrior Online. But what's really nice about that is, while I didn't care much for MechWarrior Online, I don't like the playstyle. I do love the way the mechs are designed. They're very accurate, very detailed.
Right.
And they have taken what they've learned through MechWarrior Online, what people liked about the designs, what they didn't like, and, have basically built all of these designs. They're using the same engine and the same mech designs, same cockpit designs for MechWarrior 5, which releases this year.
Nice. So at least you know you're getting something that you already know you like it.
Yeah, I already know that I like the. I don't know if I'm going to like the story.
Right.
But
Right.
But I do know that I like the mech designs. Controls are reasonably simple. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of PvP games. Realistically, the only thing that I play that's PvP is I play World of Tanks.
Got it.
I used to play some uh, Call of Duty back, years
Back,
ago.
a while back, yeah. Same
But
here.
that was during the Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 era.
Okay. I remember playing a bit in those as well, but my fondest memories were in the Call of Duty and Call of Duty United Offensive on the PC. Back in the day, yeah. So basically, those were examples of companies that have kind of like, well, not companies, but intellectual properties that have kind of sat on the back burner or kind of fizzled out, but not really, but nobody seemed to be moving on them or acting upon them. And then you have other companies that come in the picture and say, "Hey, I'd like to do something with this. Can I do something with this?"
And yeah, and that's what's happening with Telltale Games.
Nice.
Telltale Games is owned by a new company. The have basically a new CEO. I think they own the rights to the name Telltale Games now. They own the rights to everything that all of the properties that they designed. Puzzle Agent is a prime example. They're also able to get the rights to A Wolf Among Us, Batman: The Telltale Games.
Yeah.
But other rights, when Telltale closed, reverted back to their owner. My first example would be Stranger Things, because I already brought that up. Stranger Things went back to Netflix when the rights to that went back to Netflix as soon as Telltale closed their doors.
Right, gotcha.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was another one.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. That one went back to Disney when they closed. Minecraft went. I don't even know who owns the rights to Minecraft.
Right now, isn't it Microsoft?
I was gonna say Microsoft, but I wasn't 100% certain.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
But seeing as you're a Minecraft player, I thought maybe
I think it's Microsoft, but because they bought it from Mojang, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But I don't play Minecraft, so I
Got
haven't really kept up with that. So, there's but those properties went back to their respective owners. Now the new owners did say that there are some of the expired licenses that they are looking at trying to renew and try to bring back to us. What those are, I don't know.
Got it.
Now, that being said, this is a new company. Means new people.
Yeah.
But not really. They are offering, they're going out to some of the people that worked for Telltale originally, who worked on a lot of these properties, and they're offering them freelance roles. Wow, I cannot speak tonight.
It's okay.
But with the possibility of full-time positions in the near future, depending on how some things roll out. So, I do like how that got handled.
Good. There's one that we briefly touched upon. Telltale Games did The Walking Dead. Do you know if that's one of the ones that they're bringing back or not? Or
actually, like I said, I haven't heard anything past that they're looking at some of the expired licenses.
Okay.
I would assume, honestly, if it were me, I would assume that is one of the licenses that they are going after.
Right. Got it.
Because I think there was supposed to be one more chapter in that series that never got released.
Okay.
So, we don't know what's going to happen with, what games they're coming out with besides Batman and Wolf Among Us.
Understood.
Which, if you've never played The Wolf Among Us, that is actually a really fun game.
I watched somebody stream it. I can't remember who it was.
to be fair, that's what I did. I watched a couple of different people stream it.
Yeah.
Because the story is so fun.
Huh.
Um,
I think it was Zero Plays Games. I could be mistaken though. Who was streaming it? Somebody was.
I can believe that. That sounds like something Zero would play.
Yeah.
I know Mouse played it. I think she also played. I think Tales from Borderlands was another.
Yes, you are correct. That
Was
is
another
one.
Telltale game. I know she played that one. I would be open to see another Borderlands series. Telltale Borderlands game. They had fun with that.
I actually watched Ruark stream the Minecraft story mode.
Okay.
And that was actually not bad. I actually looked forward to catching the next part of the story. It was actually really good.
Okay. You see, that one I haven't seen much of. It's
okay.
it's one of those, I knew they did it, but I haven't
Never watched. Yeah, it's totally understandable.
Because it's also one of those ones that's like, I really don't know where they're going to go with this, so it frightens me just a little. Kind of like the Stranger Things.
Okay.
I don't want Stranger Things, so it's like I have no idea where this is going to go.
Okay. So I guess that's pretty much the main that topic in that article, right? Actually, let me see if I.
Yeah, that was.
This is it here.
That was the highlight of it.
Like, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if they manage to pull that off. If they manage to bring in these games that a lot of people out there, and it's pretty cool because you don't have to love them all. You might probably just have that one you like. My favorite, I believe, is the Walking Dead one. Right? I'm not a fan of the Batman ones at all. Wolf Among Us, but other people may like others, and be interesting to see if these guys can pull off a resurrection, for lack of a better word, and be able to continue that legacy that Telltale started.
I would love to see that happen. I really would.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, they really are just. While they're a very niche set of games, they're a lot of fun. Everything from the like you said, the choose your own adventure side of it, to the reaction commands to me, for certain games like Batman, there's reaction commands. And it is kind of they produced quality entertainment. That was, nothing that they released was half-assed.
Yeah. Wow. So we're gonna keep this stream and this episode a little short tonight, guys. We still have a few more minutes, but before we do, I wanted to bring up something that is unrelated to this topic that CZ picked, and I just wanted to kind of say, I told you so. Check it out.
I know what this is going to be now.
You know what it's going to be now. You know exactly what it's going to be. I'm going to pull it up. Oh, wait. Do I have it? Hang on.
It's in there somewhere.
There it is. It's going to show up on your screen in a few seconds.
Yeah. I knew that was coming.
You knew it was coming.
As soon as you said I told you so, it's like
I told you so. So it's kind of funny because the year prior, so this was a prediction I made last New Year's for this season, this holiday season, and it basically came true. Well, it's not quite in the holiday season. It's coming out in the next 17 days or so 16 days.
Are you sure? I thought it was already. I thought I saw one in.
No. I'm on their website. Their official site shows September 20th is the launch date. But this is the U.S. site, so it's $199 U.S., which I think is $259 Canadian or $250 Canadian.
You are correct.
Yeah.
17 days.
Yeah. So, and the year before, I had predicted that the Nintendo Switch, they were going to release a Nintendo Switch Pro. And that never came to fruition. So last year when we sat down and did predictions, I said the reason that the Nintendo Switch Pro didn't come out was because they decided to shelve that one and release a Nintendo Switch, and I called it Mini. But like maybe, when was this? I'd say a couple months ago, maybe a little more, 2.5 months ago, all of a sudden they made the announcement, it's Nintendo Switch Lite. And I was like, oh, I got one finally.
By the way, just on a side note, there is a Nintendo Direct tomorrow.
Oh, you are correct. There is one tomorrow. For those of you watching this on YouTube, it would have happened yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. For you guys that are watching on the Thursday post, it would be yesterday, Wednesday.
Actually, I'm looking forward to that. I'll be working. But I'm going to have to kill some time afterwards, so I'm going to bring my Nintendo Switch to play some games. Maybe I'll just watch the Direct.
6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern? Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually like a half hour later, I'm finished work, and then I have to stick around for a couple hours for my brother because he works there too. So
Unacceptable.
So I just wanted to bring that up.
Tell him to walk home.
Yeah, really. Eh? See, I'm going. And today I picked up Spyro for the Switch. The trilogy?
Nice.
Pretty cool. I'm looking forward to playing that, but probably that's going to be not a priority. It's just something I want to have because I used to have it on the PlayStation.
Is that going to be a stream game or a non-stream?
A non-stream game. If I play that, it's just for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I had to ask. Now,
Yeah.
what about Zelda: Link's Awakening? Do you plan on getting in playing that on stream?
I
would almost pay for that.
I think I'm going to buy the game. I don't think I'm going to stream that game. Like, I have a lot of games that I have to choose, and then I decide, nope, not streaming this. Yes, streaming this. Right now, I'm concentrating on Kingdom Come Deliverance, Minecraft.
Ooh. What? It comes out with the Lite.
What comes out with the Lite? Oh, the game? No.
Link's Awakening?
Oh, at the same time. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's why they're doing it. Because, like, Breath of the Wild was out with the Switch.
It comes out September the 20th.
Yeah, you're right. I remember now. But the other game I'm doing is World of Warcraft 2. I started streaming that. Actually, tomorrow's going to be my next World of Warcraft stream.
Wait, tomorrow for us or tomorrow for...
Tomorrow for us, but yesterday for the viewers on YouTube.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, so they're going to miss it. It's all good.
Well, that's why I had to find out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to point this out. Yeah. I hope you don't mind.
No, I would expect nothing less. That deserves an I told you so. Unfortunately,
yeah.
That might mean that that's the inbound death of the 2DS.
Oh yeah. 2DS/3DS. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, actually, the 3DS is actually dead.
Oh, it's gone. Like they're officially no longer supporting it, right?
Correct. Well, they're not selling them anymore.
Got it.
If you like, I am literally at Nintendo's website right now. I clicked on the tab that says Nintendo 3DS, 2DS.
Oh.
The only two options it has is the 2DS XL and the 2DS wedge style.
Got it.
Which is, granted it plays everything in 2D, but it was gimmicky anyway.
I have a 3DS XL, and I actually don't mind it, and it doesn't bother me if I do it for a long time. A lot of people that I know say it gives them headaches, and they don't like it, so... Yeah, nice. Very nice.
This is actually my 3DS XL, and it needs a little bit of cleaning. I have a Zelda It's blue with gray edging. It's got the Hylian crest on it.
Nice.
That's my 2DS XL.
Okay, got it.
So I actually have one of each. And then I have a red 2DS wedge.
Okay. I'm actually thinking of getting a second Switch.
Well, I mean, if you want to send me one, I'd be happy.
So, all right. So I believe that's pretty much all we really wanted to talk about. Like, mainly was the Telltale topic. I just wanted to kind of interject with the Nintendo Switch Lite and just
that needed to be brought up.
Okay, and get it.
If you are correct.
Yeah. There we go. And so we are gonna end the stream very shortly. We're gonna make it a short one, and there's a few reasons. Oh, there we go. And I just got a lag spike. Good timing. Good timing.
That being one of the reasons.
Yeah. So myself and CZ have been discussing very much so about the podcast and how we feel about it and what's going on and whether or not we really want to continue the Defective Discord podcast. At the moment, it appears that we're both in agreement that it's run its course for a number of different reasons. I mean, you brought up a few. I don't know if you want to mention them.
Well, okay. Some of the stuff that's
let me start. Sorry, let me start so I take the brush off you. Like, I'm going to be totally flat out and honest. There are times when I'm struggling to find something to talk about that may have happened in that month. Sometimes I don't even realize it's almost time that we're about to go live and I haven't really looked into anything. So call it procrastination, call it laziness. I'm to blame, in there as well. So,
well, that's like, for example, a prime example of some of the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. I've been looking for the last month for something worthy of us talking about, and it wasn't until I saw an article on the 28th of August.
Okay.
That is when I saw the article, that's when I linked it to you.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I think I remember seeing it, yeah.
Yeah, it was last Wednesday is when I found the article. And that's the only thing that I had found that was talk worthy, really. Last month you found the article on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
You found our topic on Sunday. Our schedules have been getting really weird with that.
Yep.
There's been a lot going on
in
our real
lives. Well, tonight was a prime example for me. I literally finished work, rushed home, ate something, sat down, prayed to God my internet was working, which it isn't working perfectly, but we had a thunderstorm here, and internet went down in my work, but it was brief, and thank God over here it was running, so we could do this tonight. But it's like...
Well, and then last month, again, the same thing. You had to rush home because you didn't get out of work until late.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why when we set this up, I was saying we got to start it late, like 11 p.m. Eastern Standard, because I can't guarantee I'm always going to be home in time to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
And then I feel bad about making you rush for dinner.
Ah, that's okay. But
the last 2 months, for example, this month I forgot that tonight was podcast night until Kirok messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm going to be late. I might be a little late for podcast tonight." And I was like, "Oh crap! Is that tonight?"
Meanwhile, you're worrying about real life stuff.
Yeah, because I forgot about it because I've been spending the last, since Friday, monitoring watching hurricane routes.
I don't blame you in any way, man. Like, safety is number one, right? So.
Well, and then the month before that, I reminded you because I said something offhanded about the podcast, and you're like, "Oh crap, is that this week?" And I'm like, Yeah.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. Like, I've had a blast doing this. I always enjoy sitting and chatting and chatting with you and chewing the fat and shooting the shit.
I
You know.
I agree. It's fun when we're here.
Yeah.
And don't get me, and I want the viewers, both here and on YouTube that watch us to know that it's fun when we're here. It's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Um, another behind the scenes stuff that's been hard. For the last five, six episodes.
Yeah. That's 6 months.
Yeah, Kirok's been having to do the
Oh.
actually record and
stream the
he's been streaming the podcast, recording it while we're streaming, then editing it and posting it on YouTube. Because I rebuilt my computer. When I rebuilt my computer, I put brand new drives in it.
Yeah.
Did a clean build.
Yeah.
I don't have
proper logins, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had the proper logins to get into the thing, where we keep our assets. Well, that won't. All of that goes through somebody at Bottle Rocket Gaming, but we don't know who, and nobody's been around a lot to
a little while. Yeah. So.
Nobody's been around for a while to really ask. So it's like I've had to rely on Kirok to do all of the episodes because I can't do my end of it, which was to record and, actually stream the podcast.
I mean, there's a number of things. I mean, you also brought up before we went live, I mean, the whole directive behind Defective Discourse was to have other guests on, and we've had some on. We have. But we haven't been diligent in getting them on, so it's another thing that
we haven't had as many or as broad as we've wanted either. Because originally, for those who don't know, can you bring up just so the people at home can understand what our original idea was? Could you bring up the layout? The alignment one. The alignment.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Can I do this? Show. Hang on a second.
Accurate Wizards. It's the Game Gear from Nintendo.
There. Okay. So the alignment. Let me fade that in. There we go. So it should be live in a few seconds on screen. And I just realized it has warped. That's amazing.
But we actually set this up with the intent of having multiple guests.
Yeah. So all these little panels are to represent whatever guests we have on the show.
Yeah. And you can actually see that we've, originally, Warped was supposed to be at the top, and then because it was supposed to be Warped, myself, and Kira.
Me, yeah, the three of us, yeah.
The three of us. Well, Warped left us a while ago. The only time we've came close to having all of the people we were set up for was the episode with Asteroids.
Oh, yes. I think I missed that one.
Episode 2.1.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if I was there. I think I missed that one, to be honest.
Because that was original. Well, if you weren't there, then it would be. Then there was four of us. But that was the closest. I think that was the closest we've come to having a full
layout. Yeah.
Well, no. Episode 1 would have had a full layout because that was Lynn's and the Team Chat podcast.
Oh, yes. I remember they were here.
But we've had really good people. Des and Fox, for example, McClaniac.
Yeah, McClaniac and Agro.
Yeah. Having them on. But for the last little while, we've strayed away from that. Now, we did have, we've had Warped back as a guest. We've had Mouse.
A few times, several times.
Yeah, Mouse has come on at my request quite a few times.
Yeah.
But even after that, there's been a lot of episodes where it was just you and I. Yes, we did have Zez for an episode, but I don't remember what episode that was because it's not in my show notes.
Yeah.
But I think that was a last-minute decision.
I think it was the E3, wasn't it?
I'm fairly certain it was.
Yeah.
It's not in the show notes, but I think it was. But I think it was a last-minute. Wizard says, yeah, it was E3.
Yeah.
So, but even then, it was a last. That was
Wizards.
that was last minute because we didn't have we reached out for a couple of people and nobody responded. So
needless to say, I mean, we're at a point where we talked about it, and both myself and CZ are like, you know what? Maybe at this point we should just put the show aside. And if in the future we decide we want to pick it up again, we can. I mean, I'm going to keep all the artwork and everything. Not like I'm getting rid of it.
You should, because for those who don't know,
I have the original BRG one too, so I have that.
But for those who don't know, the Defective Discourse logo, the background, the way everything is laid out on the way everything's laid out, the nameplates, that's all Kirok.
Yeah.
That is 100% Kirok, guys. I had nothing to do with that.
Thanks.
I had some, we had a little bit of Warped and I put in a little bit of creative input, like, hey, we like the microphones.
Yeah.
But no, that's all Kirok's handiwork. I'm not talented enough to make that.
I'm trying to see where. It's okay. I'm not going to change anything. But yeah. So at this point, I'm not going to go through the whole. You know what? For this episode, our very last, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel at the end. I think it's fitting that we just say our goodbyes. Maybe before that, we can say what we're doing, so people can come see us if they want. So I believe that ever since you are, and I'm talking to you, CZ, that ever since you left Twitch, not of your own accord,
which I just thought about. I was like,
yeah.
I should have had you put a big red X over Twitch.
Oh, but I feel like I've lost touch, and I know you're on Mixer now, right?
Yeah, I am.
You're still. So I have an account. I followed you. And I don't know why I'm not getting notifications when you go live.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look into it again.
Wizard says that sometimes he doesn't get notifications. I've got a couple of people that say they don't get notifications when I go live over there. We don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay. Well, what are you up to? What are you doing? And then we'll say our goodbyes and then we'll end it off. I'll tell them what I'm doing and that's it. So.
I've been doing a myriad of things. I have been streaming at Mixer. Thank you, Wizards, for that link. It is mixer.com/component_Z. I've been playing some Kerbal. I've been doing, especially with Kerbal 2 in the
Is
works.
it out? Oh, it's in the works. Okay, all right.
It's in the works. I'm looking forward to it because it does have multiplayer.
Nice.
And extra solar system travel.
Ooh.
But but I've been doing some Kerbal. I've been doing a lot of unmanned missions, so I've been sending satellites, getting ready to send probes. So I'm in the middle of building satellite networks, but I try to make every satellite a little different from the last.
Gotcha.
Try not to destroy things, but hey, it happens. Other than that, I have been doing a Massively Monday. So usually when I stream on Mondays, I try to stream MMOs that I'm playing. Currently, it's been DC Universe or GTA 5. I've been getting back into that a little bit.
Right on.
And then my story mode game has been BattleTech, which is a
BattleTech, right?
BattleTech.
Oh, BattleTech. Okay, that's different.
No, Tech.
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 Okay. Okay, so I have that game and I got it on recommendation, but
Yeah, BattleTech is really fun. It's actually okay. You've heard me talk about Mech Warrior today.
yes.
A couple times today.
Yeah.
Mech Warrior is part of the BattleTech universe. It's actually one specific point in. It covers a section of the BattleTech universe. So, without being too deep into the game here, once certain worlds started collapsing, people were exiled. They were those exiles came back as what they call clanners, which basically bred themselves to be, the best mech warriors, best mech pilots out there ever. They lived for mechs. Mech Warrior takes place during and after the clan wars.
Okay.
So when I'm talking about Mech Warrior, usually it's either during or just after the events of the clan wars. BattleTech can range from pre-Star League, which is before they got exiled, till well after the events of, well after. There was actually an event, they have what they call hyperpulse generators, which basically it's like what we're doing on an interplanetary scale. It allows me to stream. It would allow me to stream and communicate like I am with you,
right,
near real time, video and audio across across
this like universe or not universe, solar systems. Yeah.
Well, across large distance spaces.
Got it.
Wow. That actually collapses. The company that runs it is called Comstar, and they actually get taken over. The hyperpulse generator network gets shut down. It leads to what they call the Dark Ages, because now these planets that were able to communicate, these ships that were able to communicate, can't talk to each other. This world that was trading with people, 8, 10, jumps away, can't call for help.
Sounds interesting, man.
It can get pretty deep.
Okay, I have it. I might as well. I should try it out. Anything else in terms of what you're doing, or is that it? Or
just getting ready for TwitchCon.
TwitchCon? Oh yeah, you are attending. Nice.
I am attending.
Oh, you are? And oh my goodness, is that going to be bad or is that going to be good?
Should be good.
Okay.
And then next year, instead of doing TwitchCon next year, I've decided already that I want to do PAX. I want to go up to basically the next level of convention.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so as for myself, I mean, I'm still on Twitch. I'm still, streaming. schedule hasn't really changed. I started back at the beginning of August, and I've been pretty consistent with it. There were a couple days I took some time off because I just couldn't. I was just tired or couldn't sleep or whatever. One night was a movie night with some friends. But I've been streaming Minecraft Mondays. That's what I call it, Minecraft Mondays. Last week Wednesday, this week Wednesday will be my second one. But last week Wednesday I started Warcraft Wednesdays. So I am streaming World of Warcraft Classic. And the difference there is I do not have the webcam open. I leave it closed or turned off. So all you see is game, but you hear my voice. And the reason I did that is because I thought it would be more immersive as I role play or act out the voice of the character. So when I'm reading quests, I use the voice of the character, or I try my best. When I'm replying to people in the text chat in the game in World of Warcraft, I use the voice of my Tauren warrior, Kirok. But I found that after the first night, my throat was just raw. So I'm going to look for some kind of voice altering software and then just flick that whenever I want to be in character, flick it off when I want to address the chat as myself. So that's that. VR Fridays are coming. I was hoping to get it done in September, maybe by the end of September. And then the rest of the days, I'm just streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance right now till we get that game done. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are you playing that on a Windows PC by any chance?
What game?
Your
World of Warcraft?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, yes. Why, you know of a good audio altering software, voice altering software?
Is it a Windows 10 machine?
It's a Windows 10 machine.
Check out Voice Mod in the Windows Store.
Voice Mod in the Windows Store. I gotta look it up. Let me write that down. All right, Voice Mod in the Windows Store. I'll check it out. Thanks.
Not any problem.
So that's pretty much it, guys. As you know, usually at the very end of the episode, I talk about BRG, the website, the Discord, and everything. At this point, I think we've talked about what we're doing. We had a topic for the last episode, and right now, as it stands, this is going to be the last episode, episode 16, until further notice, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So thank you, everybody, for coming on and joining us in chat here live, and then also for those of you who've been watching the videos on the YouTube channel, the Bottle Rocket YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone, and I'm going to say my usual bye for now.
Don't forget to support us on Patreon. Also follow us on Twitter. Thank you for watching and good night. Cheerio.